Hello, very warm welcome. A new series I want to bring about Formula One, where we look at bad drivers in Formula One. I was going to call it worst F1 drivers, and we look the likes of Ide and the likes of these Taki Inui. Luca Badoer, I'm a bit on the fence. His F1 record is absolutely terrible, but actually looking at his career, he was actually not a bad driver. But if you consider his F1 stats, you would think he is a bad driver because his F1 stats are terrible. Now, if you do have a driver you want me to cover, comment down below and we will look into it. Luca Badoer, born on the 25th of January in 1971, is an Italian racer. Badoer has raced for Scuderia Italia, Minardi, Forte and Ferrari. His Formula 1 career, he was there 93, 95, 96, 99, 2009. But this is the big problem we have. Luca Badoer, 58 entries with 50 starts, and he never scored a point in Formula 1. His most iconic moment was probably when he was in tears at the 1999 European race, where he was on to score points and he was in tears. Also, Felipe Massa had that huge accident at Hungary. Michael Schumacher was meant to replace him but had an injury. Badoer was called in and he qualified last at Valencia and Spa. Ferrari got absolutely sick of him and brought in Fisichella. So let's have a look. Badoer holds the record for most Grand Prix starts, 50, and most laps completed, 2,364, without scoring a point. Although of all of his races, 2009 he came back after 10 years. Which was quite... it was good to come back after all that time away. But when you look at his career, no points from 50 starts. Now in Formula 3, he did win the championship in let me get his statistics up here. 1992. He won the championship, won 4 races. Then he had his Formula 1 career. And looking at his Formula 1 career, it looks like San Marino in 1993 was his best finish of 7th. So yeah. And back then, the points were obviously different to what they are now. Only the top 6 scored points, then the top 8 scored points. But yeah. Luca Badoer. Now, I'm a bit on the fence with this one. Is he a good driver? Was he a bad driver? I mean, his points ratio is shocking. First entry, 1993, South Africa. Last entry, 2009 at Spa. I mean, he came in, he replaced Felipe Massa. He was in a Ferrari, and the guy qualified last. But he had been out the sport 10 years. But still, to be last in a Ferrari is pretty alarming. I mean, it was a bit of a weird career. 93, 95, 96. Then he went and did FIA GT for a while. Then he came back in 99 with Minardi. And then he was a test driver. Now, he was a great test driver for Ferrari. Unable to find a stable race seat in Formula 1, Badoer focused on being a permanent test driver for Ferrari, covering thousands of kilometers. Mugello, Fiorano. He is credited with making a vital contribution to Ferrari's first F1 title in 2000, 21 years. Yeah. And he also did, at the opening ceremony of the 2006 Winter Olympics, Badoer demonstrated one of the team's cars. And then he came back in 2009 to replace the injured Felipe Massa. But then, after 2 races, Ferrari got absolutely fed up with him and basically kicked him out. and then he retired. Badoer, retired. Jules Bianchi replaced him as Ferrari's test driver. Badoer is married and has 2 children, and in 2017 one of his kids started karting. So, interesting. Yeah, I would say not too sure on Luca Badoer whether he's a good driver or a bad driver. I'm on the fence. He was a good test driver, but to score no points in 50 races is a bit alarming. I suppose you can say he had bad cars, but he did get his chance at Ferrari for 2 races, and he didn't deliver. Badoer was one of the active test and reserve drivers for Ferrari, 98 to 2010. Stood in for Felipe Massa at Valencia and Belgium. Yeah. But Badoer, he holds like the bad record of most Grand Prix started. Now that record could have gone by now by someone, but yeah. Comment down below your thoughts. Would love to know your thoughts on Luca Badoer. What are your opinions on him? 50 starts, no points, heartbreak at the European Grand Prix in '99. I want to bring a series out of worst F1 drivers, but I'm not putting Badoer in that category. But yeah, we could have a look at the likes of Taki Inui, Ide, maybe someone like Sorokin, Chilton, drivers like these. So yeah, comment down below. I'm a bit on the fence with Badoer. I don't think he had a great F1 career. I think he's a decent driver, but not scoring points will obviously be the main record. He was a great test driver, but didn't score the points. So yeah, comment down below your thoughts on Luca Badoer. And I want to bring this out as a series when F1 races aren't on. So like worst driver, Taki Inui, and then we talk about his career. Thanks for watching. Adios.